The Saturday after Thanksgiving is being billed as Small Business Saturday and has been for a while now. Founded by American Express in 2010 and co-sponsored by the U.S. Small Business Administration, the day is meant to energize local communities and independent businesses during the holiday season. U.S. Small Business Administration Administrator Isabella Guzman joins us now. Thank you for being here. What's sort of the approach to Small Business Saturday, right? You see a lot of emails, certainly from small businesses, to try to get the word out. What really is the goal as you think about it?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, and especially leading up to this busy holiday season that we have. And that's why Small Business Saturday is so important for small businesses across the country, and they're amplifying it along with the SBA and American Express. You know, this is a meaningful season for them. December is oftentimes the one most busy month of the year. Our businesses are readying to make sure that they can give great gift ideas for the consumers that walk in those doors and make sure that they can have a great holiday season. It's not just about buying small, but it's dining small, it's celebrating and entertaining small. So we want to make sure that we get the word out that the impact that you have by spending your dollars locally goes a long way to creating jobs and spurring the local economies.
This could be an even more important Q4 or holiday season for small businesses than before and years past, considering what we've heard from economists and even some business leaders right now who are bracing for the impact of what a recession may look like in 2023. How can small businesses best weather a recession?
Well, I mean, definitely small businesses define that hope and resilience. You know, we've seen it over the past 2.5 years. You know, the small business owners are always looking to find that way and really arming themselves with the resources, especially those that are free and available through the Small Business Administration, can help position their business for success, whether that's affordable capital or just the technical assistance to get digital, strengthen your operations. You know, our small business owners are continually having to ready themselves, just as they have been pivoting these past 2.5 years. The reality is, though, is that as I go out and talk to all these small business owners, they do have great hope. You know, the president's economic plan is showing results. People are starting to feel that progress. You know, we've created over 10 million jobs and over 8.7 million new business starts have occurred since the president took office as well, which is, faster than historical averages. So we are seeing a lot of new businesses, existing businesses really trying to take advantage of opportunities, but especially leverage opportunities like this where America focuses on amplifying the local small businesses so that they can have a great holiday season.
It's going to be a far different, slightly different congressional makeup in the next Congress. How does the administration plan to continue supporting small businesses and to continue to lock in some of that growth that you have already seen to this point, even as the Fed is really moving forward with its process of achieving its dual mandate, and that could dampen some of the economic makeup that those small businesses would rely on?
Well, all of our small businesses in local communities are supported by everyone. I think it is a strong bipartisan issue in terms of making sure that we can support those job creators, those innovators that really spur our economy. You know, the SBA was founded over nearly 70 years ago during the Eisenhower administration because we wanted to make sure we could strengthen entrepreneurship and spur competition and innovation. We need that for our industrial base, our supply chains, but as well just for making sure we get the products and services that we all come to depend on every day. And that's what small businesses deliver. So continually to make sure that they have the critical success factors. SBA does that with great investment opportunities as well as lending opportunities and the technical assistance businesses need to level up. And I think, the president's key investments in infrastructure, as well as the clean energy economy, present great opportunities for contractors around the country to help us rebuild America. And that's going to continue to spur opportunities for our small businesses.
When you talk to small businesses, what's their biggest concern looking into next year? Is it the ongoing threat of inflation or just finding the workers they need to meet the demand in their business?
I hear both of those concerns from our small business owners. I think, as I said, there's, obviously our small businesses oftentimes wear multiple hats and depend on resources of, local ecosystem supporters like the SBA. But, now more than ever, it's challenging for our small businesses to reinvent themselves and figure out how to navigate with this tight labor market and inflationary pressures. They have to, rethink their model constantly to make sure that they can be competitive and survive in the marketplace and attract their customers.
I am also curious, you mentioned inflation. When we think about the pricing power, and we talk about big corporations all day, every day, Isabella, and a lot of them do have pricing power right now. They have passed on those costs. Are small businesses less able to do that, or do they have the leverage in their communities to pass on some of those costs?
I think that's one of the most challenging things that small business owners talk about is knowing when they can increase prices for their consumers. Obviously that plate of food at that small business restaurant that is price sensitive. And so it's constantly a balancing game, seeing what some of the big players are doing in the marketplace and seeing how much they can increase their prices as their costs have gone up, and they need to adjust. And it's also about marketing because it's making sure that you're out there and connecting with more consumers and expanding your revenue base so that you can be a little bit less sensitive in that respect. So we're sort of piling on as many resources as we can on all those fronts to help small businesses through our over 1,600 small business centers around the country to give that kind of advice and help them through that pathway.
The reality is that a lot of small businesses are also reliant on some technological platforms that have come about over the past decade that allow them to either list their services, connect with customers in a different way. So what responsibility do you believe that even some of the public and equity market companies have to ensure that Main Street and that small businesses have an opportunity to continue to grow?
Well, we saw during the pandemic that a majority of small business owners said that technology helped their business survive during the pandemic. So whether that was social media to connect with your consumers who are now at home, or just the technology to be able to go online, shift to e-commerce. E-commerce is still a $768 billion opportunity for our small businesses. And so small businesses have to adapt and create this second space for themselves online. I think that considering that, the SBA has partnered with large corporations interested in supporting small businesses and getting digital through a Small Business Digital Alliance that we've launched with Business Forward. And we want to make sure that they have the tools and the resources and options to make sure that they can compete in the e-commerce marketplace and improve their operations with technology on an ongoing basis.
So just as a follow-up to that, is there any activity that you've seen from any of the larger e-commerce companies that you would define as anti-competitive or antitrust?
I think that small businesses, if they have the right skills and capital, they need the capital to be able to take advantage of some of to grow, and if they're supported with knowledge and information, can make headway in the platforms that exist out there. And I think those choices is what we try to help them, with our advisory network around the country, to figure out where the best digital platforms are for them so that they can be competitive and that they can reach their consumers.
U.S. Small Business Administrator Isabella Casillas Guzman, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you all.